'Cause that's the way things happen on the Polar Depress.
All aboard!
Choo, choo.
You sound like the ghost of Christmas past.
Let's hop back into this Advent day of another segment from Polar Express.
What did we find in the Advent calendar? It's minute. I didn't even know. Where are we now?
This is minute 20 to 24.
And what a 4 minutes it was. We watched a baby eagle hork out a segment of a ticket, and then it turned into a snowball, and then somehow it ended up back where it started. And then we saw, I think, one of my favorite Tom Hanks line reads in the whole movie, which is saying a lot because he delivers pretty much 90% of the lines in this movie. The hero girl loses her ticket, and hero boy finds it. Or doesn't, he briefly finds it.
Lost her ticket.
He lost her ticket. He offers up his ticket, and Conductor Hanks goes, "These tickets are not transferable."
Which is probably the biggest psychological insight we've gotten into the conductor so far.
Yeah. Again, like, what has happened in all the prior voyages of the Polar Express that is making him this high key? Like, Santa's really driving this man hard.
Is this some sort of cycle? Is the lonely boy going to turn out to be the next conductor, the one that's forced to assume the conductorhood? Was he once a lonely boy stuck in the very back of the train? We learn in this segment.
That's really, I really do think that this whole voyage is a test for Hero Boy especially. But Mandark is playing rules lawyer here. There's a lot this is some kind of test of some kind. The girl can't find her ticket, and so Conductor Hanks pulls her out of the car and drags her along the top of the train in the blizzard.
I'm not exactly sure how the lighting works on that either. Like, how they're being lit to cast the shadow that they do to show, again, an ominous sort of Splash Mountain-esque before the drop. We're sharpening the axe.
I mean, I don't know how I would pan, if I had the task of padding a 32-page picture book into a 90-minute feature, how would I add tension? I don't really know, but Tom Hanks installed like 50% of the tension into the line read, "These tickets are not transferable."
I kind of wish that I had actually read the actual Steve Van Allsburg book, because I would Chris Van Allsburg to know what this book is like, because I can't figure out what the tone of the book is like based on the movie. If that's what the tone of the book is like, I'm not entirely sure how it became a beloved Hollywood classic.
I hear you.
Holiday classic. And now a Hollywood classic.
Yeah, both. It's both. It's a Hollywood classic for sure. Holidays, TBD. But yeah, like, what do the Van Allsburg heads when they watch this? Like, do they go, "Oh yeah, the sequence where the baby eagle horks out a piece of the ticket. I love that part."
Also, this is the guy who wrote Jumanji, and Jumanji doesn't exactly teach a lesson.
It's also a test of some sort.
It's basically an F around and find out.
Yeah.
Like, is that all of his books? And Zathura is a lot of that too. It's basically like, well, you chose to play this game. You chose to get on this holiday train. Now you're going to have to ride it to the end. And
that is the format. Yeah. So I guess they did maintain the original spirit of the work.
Yeah. Maybe it seems like one of those things where the test is to say no to the Polar Express. Like, don't be tempted by the Polar Express to get on this hell train.
Just accept the ending of things, you know?
It's okay to grow up.
Embrace some certainty in your life.
This is how you make Lost Boys.
Find your own belief. Yeah.
Don't get on the Christmas train. You have to leave it. It's okay to let it go.
I don't...
Again, I want to see the mocap. I want to see him delivering that non-transferable line. I want that specific take.
Yeah, like, that's the take they landed on. How many did he do?
This is non-transferable.
These tickets are non-transferable.
Transferable.
These tickets are not transferable.
Transferable.
These tickets are not transferable.
Tickets or not.
I do wonder how much of. I mean, I have not. I don't personally know the Tom Hanks, but I've seen a Tom Hanks performance before. How much of this do you think is influenced by him being in basically an empty soundstage, having to give these performances? Like, there's no confinement to any of that when you're in a mocap space, especially in 2004.
You mean like to paraphrase our pal Colton, Tom Hanks crazy? Do you think he went a little Tom Hanks crazy in the mocap studio, just delivering these things?
I think there's some sort of blur between sort of stage and screen performance, if I think is what I'm trying to say, of like he's standing on like a box in the middle of like an airplane hangar when he's giving these performances, right?
Also, I mean, I don't know if I'm assuming his dialogue was recorded at the same time as the mocap, because he might have done all this as an ADR thing later, much later, like these line readings were all ADR readings. And he's
but
done
for
voice
close
work. He's done more than one Toy Story by this point.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they did pickups, but I have to imagine that he gave these like the face shots of like these tickets are not transferable, like that would have been, I think, on the day.
And you're not dealing with costuming and makeup and minimal crew, so yeah. I imagine there was a lot of play. It clearly is heightened. Like he's not going for a naturalistic performance.
No.
On this.
Well, nothing naturalistic about this piece.
But I have not found, I think Hero Girl is the closest to an actual nice character, like a decent character on this.
Yeah, her performance is really good and subtle, and it's such a shame that whatever mapping they did to her face just does not translate. She looks, nothing on her face works. She looks like, when you put both your hands together and make a little lizard shape. That's...
everything just feels sort of, is there a reverse of like one of those apple head dolls when you like you shrink an apple? Like, is there like an expanded apple head doll when you like slightly inflate an apple? Like everything seems slightly like all of the characters are having an allergic reaction. So everyone has this like slight puffiness, but it's a hard puffiness. Like it like you somehow resined the puffy version of their allergic reaction to this. So I'm assuming the hot chocolate.
Yeah.
So it's such a weird sequence to follow immediately after the hot chocolate song.
Yeah. Well, the hot chocolate sequence follows the picking up a poor kid from the wrong side of the track sequence. Just there's sort of a hot, I mean, literally a hot and cold.
Well, not picking up the kid, leaving the kid behind.
Yeah.
And if not for the emergency brake being pulled, they would have left that poor child behind with no regrets at all and just onto the hot chocolate sequence. Yeah. There would have been happy hot chocolate and a left child in the snow.
Yep.
Behind them. I mean,
well, does he have a ticket or the tickets? I thought the tickets weren't transferable. What are the rules?
Have we seen him with a ticket? Maybe we'll have to check tomorrow to find out.
Maybe it's in his boot. Maybe it'll never come up at all.
I have a feeling we have a lot more of this movie to go. There's going to be a lot more filler. So why don't we close to today's door now that we've emptied it out?
Your ticket's not transferable, Ken.
This story is not transferable. Should onward to tomorrow?
Choo choo.
Jingle, jingle.
Chugga, chugga, chugga.
'Cause that's the way things happen.